Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of
HR Won't Like This.
And today we have a
Hey, why are you not introducing yourself?
Oh, sorry. I'm Amy.
I'm Daniel.
And today we're going to talk about high school. Dun, dun, dun. So, Daniel, how do you feel about high school?
I hated high school, okay? Like, that's just the truth. I never liked it. I'm glad it's over. And I don't think I have encountered anyone yang enjoy their time in high school.
Really? I feel like most of my friends, not most lah, some does like high school, but in a very generic way.
Are you guys okay? Like, honestly, I mean, do you guys like high school? Like, really? It's why? Yeah, why?
I don't know. Okay, I don't like my high school at all. I do enjoy some of the parts, I guess, but I can say 90% of the time I don't like it. The trauma, especially the first 1-2 years of high school. I mean, in Malaysia it's secondary school. We're just gonna call it high school anyway. Why do you hate your high school?
Okay, I don't know if you can tell lah, but I am, by definition and also visually, I look like a social outcast. I went to a predominantly Malay high school, okay? I mean, can bleep this. You know how ratchet that school is, okay? That school is ratchet AF. Okay, let me tell you how ratchet it is, okay? Our school kan, depan dia is TNB punya generator or like whatever you call it, like that huge...
The house.
Yeah,
like
like a small house kan.
Okay.
Just coincidentally it's called TNB. And coincidentally also tempat tu lah kalau orang nak gaduh kan. So you know what TNB stands for?
What?
Tempat nak bergaduh. Macam bodoh kan. Like really when I think about it, I was like, it doesn't... I'm telling you. That's why I hate high schools. And it's also a shit show where... Not just... Okay lah. Because that school literally, it can be considered in KL even though it's in Selangor. Because dia terlampau in a way macam rural, not rural lah. How do I say?
Is that suburban?
It's suburban. So macam bila orang macam aku ni masuk kat tempat-tempat yang macam tu, dia macam apa benda, makhluk apa yang datang ni. It doesn't help also that most of the time I get verbally assaulted also kat sekolah. Really, I'm not joking. For just existing apparently, people don't like
Were
it.
you... Okay, I understand that you're skinny, but were you like 10 times skinnier than you are now during high school?
I can try to find my high school photos lah, and then you can...
Yeah, please give me your high school photos. I will put it in.
Right now, if you guys think I'm skinny kan, dulu I look... If katalah the wind blows a little bit too harder than like 5 kilometers, I will be flying away already. I'd be like, phew, gone. Really. Maybe because of that. And
I guess because, high school kids think that the weakest one is like the scrawny one. So maybe they think you're weak.
Little do they know, mulut aku macam sampah, okay?
My God, his mulut dia tak ada insurance. That's for sure.
It's a trauma response from the verbal abuse I endured in high school.
I mean, everybody induced some verbal abuse during their high school, right? Like, what was the worst one that you've endured?
Okay, you know how mak kau hijau is like a standard a standard cursing in our current time, kan?
Isn't that during?
But it's still
like a few years ago before COVID.
Before COVID, yeah. But like it's still being used now, kan? Kalau dekat sekolah aku dulu, we have this one, this one saying that me and like my other like enemy who is now also one of my closest best friend, kan? We used to go. Literally, we're walking down like macam kat corridor kan, kat tangga kan, and we see each other. We would like basically yell out, "Mak kau I'm not joking. That's how we talk. And sometimes the teachers would be like, "Who?" And sometimes like masa kalau kita orang duduk depan koridor, I told you I'm a delinquent. Terus ada depan koridor tu kadang-kadang ada ustazah tengah mengajar dalam kelas kan. So we be like literally verbally assaulting each other in front of a classroom that's like macam ustazah tengah mengajar, and it'll be like,
bro.
Yeah.
Bro.
That's my high school experience. Okay.
You went to a mixed school? Or you went to a boys' school?
If I go to a boys' school.
Okay. You went to a mixed school.
Yeah. So I went to a mixed school. Enough about my trauma. We can go into details about them a lot, like down the line, right? But how about you?
Me? Which one do you want to know?
Like, give me everything, like the rundown of like what,
okay,
like from the get-go.
So from the get-go, I went to a school which is like literally in the middle of KL. Not in the middle of KL, it's like a bit, if you know in Jalan Ampang,
My sister went there.
Disclaimer, I do enjoy that school a bit, but the students there are ruthless. I went to an all girls school, right? All girls school. You think they're nice, but most of the girls there are not most. I can say the quote unquote delinquent. They are very a bit nasty in the mouth, but good at heart. You know what I mean?
So it's like you look horrible today, but love your attitude like that.
I guess so. I'm not sure because I'm not gonna toot my horn. I was like one of the first two classes, first two tiers of class.
So you're educated lah, smart lah.
Not
That's what you're saying.
stop. I'm not saying that I'm that educated, but I try to pull my circle in that area, in the educational trait of the area. But I do friends with some of the quote unquote delinquents, I guess. But they're kind of nice. But once you with them, they'll you up.
Yeah, actually, okay, that's also what I learned in high school, right? Like the cheat code to high school is to be friend with the delinquents.
Yes.
Because they will
Help you.
They will help you whenever
Physically.
That's true. If you land yourself in hot water, right, and you need someone to like, macam, be your bodyguard, right?
Yeah.
You befriend the delinquent. I'm telling you. But to be friend with them too is
It's
another.
a bit scary.
It's another challenge lah.
For me, it's a bit scary because since it's high school, right, and you were fresh out of like
Fresh out the slammer.
the primary school where you just think like everybody's like haha rainbows and cookies and whatever, right?
You had an enjoyable time in primary school too. Mine was horrible as well.
No, I had my appendix removed during my primary school.
That is not related to like your
I was at
experience.
school when I was experienced the pain. Okay, it wasn't a good time. But I also fought with like was supposed to be my best friend at school. I got rumors thrown around. I got trashed. I got teased, like name calls and everything. Anywho, we're gonna talk about high school. Okay, my high school trauma was this one teacher that I think if my friends are watching this, they know who I'm talking about. She is this type of ruthless, religious teacher. I'm not sure where I'm gonna put it, but
Did she drive an Avanza?
I don't think so. Okay,
green
everybody
one.
needs to stop with the Avanza thing with the religious teachers around the.
Hey, but
around
it's
Malaysia.
true. It's stereotype for a reason, okay? Continue.
Ooh. I remember in high school, since we have to segregate ourselves, the Muslim and the non-Muslim, right? Yeah, they're not gonna be in the same class during
Moral
the
and okay lah.
Yeah.
I thought line dekat canteen semua.
Oh no. I remember vividly because it was a very hot day, and you know when schools get hot, they tends to get very humid. So I'm wearing the baju kurung, right? So I like to like do this.
Lipat.
Do this with my hand. And plus, again, we're a girls' school. What's the problem? She literally targeted me and be like, Amy, are you naked right now? And I'm like, huh? I was 13, I think. No, 13 or 12. I was like confused.
Traumatized.
I was like, I'm not naked. I was just like, do like this. And then apparently she said, don't quote me on this. Apparently she said like, oh, your aura is showing. So it's as seem like you're naked. Something like that. So I was like, what I ketum that this woman drink this morning? What's going on? At that time, I felt, because I was young and I wanted to be accepted with other people, right? And the fact that she put me on blast.
Did that include the teachers also? Do you want to be accepted by the teachers?
Yeah, you're a kid. You wanted to feel accepted somewhere so that you felt like you're safe. Teachers supposed to make you feel safe, but at that time she made me feel seen and made me feel so insecure with myself. And I was a big girl. I'm still a big girl now. And at that time, if I look back at my picture, I'm not that of a big girl, but you know,
okay.
you see yourself as a big girl already, right? So it gave me a religious trauma in a way. But I'm trying to live by my religion, that's for sure. You know, but in my way, where I can research in my way, rather than people shoving in whatever they want to. So do you have like teachers or students or whatnot?
Ooh, like I said, I went to a ratchet school, right? So like when you go to a ratchet neighborhood, you have like a lot of different like characters and wonderful different mix of people coming in together. So I'll tell you about this one interesting teacher which I up to this day I still respect, because I don't know, but there's just something about people like me, right? we tend to gravitate towards English teachers.
I understand.
Because like it's like
Yeah, I know. I
it's like
understand.
the only like safe space that I had was like were my English teachers. So I had this one teacher in Form 5. She taught us English. She's from Kelantan. But I'm telling you, she is not like the stereotypical Kelantanese woman. She had bright blonde hair. Bright blonde hair. She will wear baju kurung, but it will be unbuttoned. And then her kain will have like a long slit.
Wow.
And she will, you know, like those English books, romance books with like very raunchy covers, right?
Semexy.
She'll be reading that in class with her legs crossed. And I'm like,
Legs crossed?
her legs will be crossed and like her kain will like, you know, and like we were like, girl, okay, mommy energy. Really? Mommy energy, okay? I still respect her to this day. But she has this one quote. You know, on every Friday we will baca Yasin, right? She will not be there. She will be gone. I don't know where she is. She'll be hiding somewhere in the teacher's lounge or like, you know, having like breakfast somewhere, but she will never join. And she will not respond to your Assalamualaikum. I am not joking.
Is she okay?
She will only respond to good morning, miss.
I guess she wants to keep that, you know, English teacher
Yeah, and she
vibe.
she's like fierce. Okay, when I say fierce, she's fierce. Like there was this one time during exam. You know I have sinus, right? So like my nose is always runny. So I tend to do this. And you know during exam it's silent, right? And then she looked up, she screamed my name in the class. Why are you being so disgusting right now? Go to the toilet. Blow your nose. But aku cakap, I'm doing my exam. I don't care. Go blow your nose. I don't want to be hearing this blah, blah, blah. And I'm like,
Okay.
yeah, literally I was like, okay. So I went there. I didn't even go to the toilet. I just stood at the stairs confused. I'm like, that's one. Okay, like, but she taught me a lot. She taught me about, you know, basically how to handle myself. And you know one thing that I still remember that she says, you're good, but you know what will be your downfall? Your handwriting. And I was like,
Your handwriting is atrocious.
I don't know how else. I mean, if any of you guys conduct any handwriting lessons, please let me know.
But I mean, in high school, we do get those teachers who is your downfall. And you get those teachers also who is your savior in a way.
she was one of my saviors in high school.
Yeah, I mean, high school is like a bittersweet moment, and there's much more things we can talk about high school, but we're gonna talk about it in the next episode or the next few episodes. We're gonna deep talk about maybe like the budgeting during high school,
Budgeting. Oh,
you know.
okay.
But that one we're gonna talk about another episode.
Is it over already?
Yeah, it's almost like 50 minutes already.
Oh yeah, you see when we trauma dump, right? This is what happens.
Yeah. I mean, if you guys like a longer version of this type of video or audio, just comment down.
Let us know,
Let us
because
know.
currently we're just trying to make it as compact as possible
Yeah.
for you guys to like listen also. Like,
But we have a lot of shit to say.
yeah, if you are ever scared, okay, this is also like another thing that if you're ever scared to talk about something, let us know
Yeah.
and we'll take on the liberty to, you know, be put on the verge of getting cancelled.
Yep.
So, because literally both of us have nothing to lose already.
Kinda. That's true. So thank you for everybody who's watching on YouTube and everybody who's listening on Spotify.
Yeah.
I hope you enjoyed this episode and we'll see you the next one. Bye.